Hello there, good evening. I just want to um, go over a quick training video with you about the MLS. Appreciate your time today, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial. If you have any questions or concerns about this specific area of what we're going to be covering on how to for the MLS, please send me an email or leave your comments below. Like or subscribe to our team channel. That would definitely help us out. Show us that what we're doing is working. And if you have any requests on certain things that you would love to learn about, we also would like to take some surveys about that as well and bring the information that you most care about to you. So we're going to run into this really quick and give you guys some insight on how to make processing your commissions way easier and how to get your duties owed signed and your files in order so that way um, your basic CRM and your address books are on point because when you get ready to become a strategic listing agent or even a buyer's agent, you're going to want to be very meticulous with your mail outs and your handwritten mail outs especially and stuff like that. So all right, let's jump into it really quick before I start to talk your ear off too much and I lose you. So what I'm going to be teaching you about today is inside the Glavar area of the system, there's quite a few different apps and options. So on an annual basis, we give the Glavar system close to $1,500 every year, no matter what. Definitely worth it. One of the areas that we're focusing on generally tonight is in Transaction Desk. If you're a new agent, this is definitely where you want to go directly into and spend like a whole week and just really just prepare all of it. You know what I mean? Like your buyers, prepared buyer templates, seller templates. You want to prepare renter templates. You want to prepare investor templates. You want to prepare unique seller templates for people that are doing lower commissions because they're going to be less marketing, less expenses as far as the ones that you're getting at a high percent, and you're incorporating other third-party companies like cleaning the property, pool services if they want one, or even if they don't prefer one. Like if you're listing a property and they want if they have a pool, always offer. Say, hey, I'll list your property. Make sure I take care of it while you're out of the property, whatever's clever. And so to stay pretty much all in one area and to keep all of your entities a part of listing, buying, and renting all in one area. And so that way you can just go ahead and make sure that you're very organized. You're going to be using this agent dashboard called Transaction Desk. And today, we're going over one specific transaction template, my favorite one. Let me go ahead and find it real quick. Okay, so what you do is you would go to settings, okay, down here. And this is where you're going to be able to create templates, transaction templates. There you go. Click that in there. And as you can see, I have 3 that are currently in this MLS system that we have here. This is our training MLS system, so we add them as they go. But the one that we're focusing on right now for you guys to just start making money with us ASAP this week. Very easy. So you just pretty much fill out, it's going to be, the name of the template is going to be rental application process. The type is rental lease. They give you all these options. Always indicate, which type of template it's going to be. Put some description words in there if you need. And then push update. And then the real cool spot about building templates is these boxes here. So we're going to go into the documents and the folders area, and we're going to want to add some stuff. We're going to want to go into the forms area. We're going to want to add some stuff. So that way, no matter who we're representing it on the renter side, whether it be the property management side or the actual renter side of it, you're going to want to have one of these files templated out. The reason being is because a lot of agents, they don't prefer putting a duties owed in front of their client at the house. For some reason, a lot of people feel uncomfortable getting them to sign a duties owed. Because it's hard to explain, like, hey, this doesn't constitute a contract. It just says, hey, if I showed you this house and you happen to just like another real estate agent and find, yourself getting into a lease agreement, with the help of them, but I showed you the house, this protects my interest and I can procure a commission. So to make that really easy on your clients, you can send it to them digitally and they can sign it right on the email, right before the appointment or right after the appointment. So therefore, you don't have to worry about losing out on a commission or making your client have to sign something right then and there, making them feel like they're committed solely to you. Because that's always usually the general question with duties owed. Is this a contract? Does this mean I can only work with you? This is not that contract, and it is not actual contractual. This is just pretty much about your fiduciaries. And what are fiduciaries? Well, usually what you tell your rental clients if they ask anything about fiduciaries is like, listen, I have to make sure that I'm disclosing everything I know about the property, and I'm being professional, I'm being accurate, and I'm being at least timely in the matter of where I'm getting back to you as soon as possible, and that I'm doing all my fiduciary responsibilities to make sure that this is the best suitable thing that for you to produce. And so you can send that to them, you add that there, and then the rental application. Very, very basic. Those two things are what this template consists of. So then we're going to go upwards to, I don't have anything in the documents and folders. The other templates definitely do. I don't have anything in the checklists. Contacts, I usually add those. I have mine for sure. Yes, actually, here's another great part of the tutorial, a very important part. So go to the contacts, add your full license and information number in the template, because what happens is instead of having to self-populate it when you upload the rental and the duties owed docs, what happens is if you upload your information and your broker's information already in the contacts area, no matter what document you put into that forms area, it's going to auto pop anything for you, which is awesome. It saves you a bunch of time, especially when you're writing electronic rental offers and stuff like that. So I want to go ahead and do that. And let me go ahead and click on mine so you kind of can see what it looks like. Got basic email, a name, indicating who I am in the deal. The number of your license and stuff like that, you're going to have to specifically put that on the duties owed. And then in the rental application, actually, I'm glad I'm going over this procedurally correct, because now if you go into the rental market with a renter, and the way that they procure commissions nowadays, which has changed quite a bit in the last 12 to 24 months, is this one area right here. And this is how I fill it out for every renter, no matter what. So you're going to want to put your brokerage, you want to put your MLS number of the property, you want to also populate your name, populate the PID, and then checkbox the first one, non the second, non the third, checkbox the fourth, non the fifth, checkbox the sixth, zero the seventh. Okay. Also, if you want to be a rock star and you want to make sure that the listing agents are being like, wow, this guy really did me a favor, he did me a solid by doing this last sheet, because a lot of people don't ever fill it out. They never fill it out, and it drives property managers crazy sometimes. So definitely this last page right here, no matter what property you guys are looking at or looking to apply for, put their information in here. So kind of take a second and get comfortable with doing this part of the rental agreement, because what happens is, like, if the renter completes the application entirely, has everything in their folder that they need, and then shows up to the property management trying to apply, and the property manager sees that, sometimes these property managers, they get so bogged down with just different things that any little thing that bothers them, that could affect you guys' renters getting approved, especially if they're gonna have to write a commission check out of the brokerage, meaning, like, if I can find an agent to produce the renter inside the brokerage, I don't have to procure more costs in cutting that check to you. So I'm going to make it hard for outside real estate agents at other brokerages to bring me clients. So if they do bring me a client, they better be a very easy and very knowledgeable agent, so that way if he makes it easy on my side by not having to do his job, and this technically is our job, we should be making sure that this stuff is always filled in, and then at the end here it's signed. And pretty much what it is, it just says this is who the listing agent is on this line, this is where the listing agent is located, this is who the listing agent is located with. This right here is the monthly rent, stating that this is pretty much the offer side of the rental application. This is what you're offering right there for the rent. This is what we're giving them, indicating for an application fee, and this is actually paying for a certified background check, certified credit check, certified pretty much rental application process. And if you get denied, you can always be like, hey, I paid you $50. Can you send me my stuff? Because I'm planning on probably paying that same thing to somebody else that's going to find the same thing. And it's crazy because a lot of agents out there, they never ask for this stuff. And then people are like, they get pissed off when they're like, I've applied for 3 homes. What do you mean? You've had to pay 3 application fees? Yes, that's crazy. You paid for the same thing 3 times. You know that, right? Most people don't get that, but agents can't get their credit reports or any of that stuff. And you have to get the client to get comfortable with reaching out to them and saying, hey, can you disclose it to me? And then I'll go ahead and give it to my agent to put it in the folder. They're just very by the books with that type of stuff. Moving on, application fee, and then the holding deposit. So we're offering whatever you're offering to do a holding deposit. And then these last two, this one and this one, are indications on how long before they're going to have the holding deposit in on the home after we approve you, which is the first one. And then the second one is, if for some reason the property management company can't produce a lease, how soon can I get all my stuff back if I don't want to move in because the refrigerator looks like crap and you didn't do anything to it, and you said you're going to clean it. This is where you're going to protect your client and make sure it's filled out, because if it's not filled out and you have somebody super by the books and they want to be kind of like a little bit of a, excuse my language here, a jackass, and drag your clients through the mud, sometimes people will lose their holding deposits within certain time frames. So this is how you protect them. And don't leave it up to the listing agent to have your back. Have your back, and just make sure you got it completed right there. Plus, it makes you look like a rock star, and the application process is so much quicker. All right. I don't see anything else sticking out to me on the application. It's pretty basic. If you would like to go on a one-on-one appointment and go over the application more thoroughly, that way you know how to speak the language of the contract. Let me know. You understand? I'm an expert at my contracts. I think highly of agents that know how to speak their contracts in and out, and are not scared to go through a 15 to 20 minute contract. How do I say this? Like a contract explanation of exactly what they're signing. Because a lot of agents, again, this is why our industry is being challenged by listing companies like OfferPad and different things like that. Our industry is under attack by the unprofessionalism of not being able to be confident enough to speak your contracts and know what you're giving them, and making them reassured by speaking your contract. So if you would like to further go into this contract, let me know. I'll just go ahead and schedule with you directly. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this contract and go further along to the tutorial. And the cool thing about this is, once you build this tutorial, you never have to auto-populate all of that, but that last page that we just went over, which is pretty cool. It makes it way quick, because sometimes putting the documents in place, putting everything in place that you need, sometimes can take 15, 30 minutes, you know what I mean? So if you have it already templated, you're like 5 minutes, boom, 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 quick. And then if you get really good and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to do anything that I don't have to do, as far as I can pay somebody and not have to lose out on a lot of money, look into getting a TC on your team. It makes it extremely easy for a TC to maneuver and help you look like a freaking rock star if you have your templates already ready for that TC to just go in and be like, all right, cool, I see his process, and let me add my value of how it, the looks of it, because that's what really TCs do. They add the value of never dropping the ball, always responding to emails, making sure all documents are in, you're coming with compliance with your brokerage, stuff like that. If you have any questions about TCs or you need references on TCs, please reach out to me. I have a couple of great TCs that have been in the industry for a while, and also some rookie TCs that are just getting into the game as well too. So they have lower fees. So let's go ahead and go to the next part of it. At this point, it doesn't look like we're missing anything else. Contacts, remember contacts, forms, and this first part, details. All right, and then just to kind of maybe go through one really quick, so that way you kind of can see. I'll list my own property. We'll do 103. We'll do this right here, so you kind of can see how it auto-populates it all. Okay, and then I don't have a MLS on mine because it's not listed right now. But let me go ahead and just. This is pretty much basically what you would do for the home you just showed. You're like, I want an application. Awesome. Well, let me get back to my office. I can send you a digital copy. You can do it right on your phone. I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. And then you just look like a rock star. Do that. Pull up your MLS here and pick something out of the, if you're doing a test run like I am right here, you just want to pick anything, kind of just test run it. There we go. Got the MLS number there. Your MLS number is going to be located here. Copy. Transferring. Copy, paste. Indicating I am the selling side of this lease. Because I'm not listing the property, I'm definitely selling them this lease. There you go. Continue. You have now successfully created a folder. Congratulations. You're on your way to get paid. Now just be sure to hold on tight and make sure that you're putting out any fires that may arise from now to closing. Do 7-day follow-ups, such and such. Make sure you're on top of your game. So next, we're going to just basically review this information on this page. You can see right here in the middle, it says steps 1 to 5, real simple. And go ahead and next, I don't really change anything there. I don't ever change anything there. We already add our information here, but you're going to want to add your client's name, email. Not really necessarily need their number, but that's what you could add there. And then you'd go to the next part of it. You see your documents. Oh, awesome. I don't have to put my documents. They're in there. Yay. But then you also want to go a step further, and you're not going to ever want to give your client a blank application where there's no address and they don't have any of the fees. Because I've done that in the past, and I've always felt like it was the worst experience for them, because if you give them application and then they're calling you in the middle of the night saying, I'm completing this application, but what's the rent fee? What's the security? What's the other fee? What's the pet deposit? So just go to your MLS, and what you see is what you get, and you'll find that right here, financial deposit refund information. So this line right here, pet deposit. They got no cleaning fee on this property. Awesome. No key fee on this property. Awesome. Awesome. So this is a pretty clean lease. It's a pretty clean lease. That's how we refer to it as. They don't have any extra jump charges. You know what I mean? But some properties do. So be very aware of that and very transparent with it, like to disclose it to your clients, because sometimes a couple $500, $700 in key fees, other fees, and pet fees can really change. It can change the whole thing. It could turn a approved application ready to just move into a, I didn't know I had to come up with $700. I can't come up with that. I only have this much money for my budget to move. That's just not possible. So that's why before you send it to them, you just put it all in there. Just zero out the areas that you don't that you're not paying anything. So things like processing fee, we're not paying a processing fee. We're paying an app fee. So that's where my app fee would go. And then I put security deposit here. And then I'd put my offering amount of rent. And then I would put 0 here because this doesn't have anything. And then I put a 0 here because they don't have a pet. Then I put a 0 here because I don't have that. And they don't have a key fee either. Awesome. 0 that out. You always want to indicate the checkbox mark of money order. Because usually you never want to advise your client to give them cash. Don't ever do that, because you definitely want to make sure that property manager has to run their application, has to be accountable for it. Because I'm not saying that our industry is full of shady people or unethical people, but sometimes people do get it, property managers especially, they get accused of, like, did you really run my app? And, so we've had a challenge in our industry there. So always advise, hey, just stop by, get a money order. You got a copy of it, they got a copy of it, they have to produce documents that they ran it fairly. All right, so kind of going through the document really quick to see if I'm missing anything on this rental application. This top right box here, what we're going to do is zero everything out. Zero it all out. We don't ever indicate any of that. That's a leasing area spot. Property address is self-populated. Ask for the move-in date and leave that blank, actually. Let the client decide that, so that way they don't put themselves in a spot where they're like, oh man, I didn't know this is that. So pretty much we're almost at the back end of this tutorial. We're going to go ahead and then you just would pick your method of sending it. You would either have an option to email them, and in the email you can send it by PDF attachment, or you can send a digital copy where they can make an actual digital copy and write on a PDF and then send it back to you digitally, and you can just email it to them, or they can just email it directly to the listing agent. You can Doxbox it if they know how to use it, fax it if they use a fax, or use Dropbox. Those are the different ways you can get a rental application quickly to your clients, most professionally. I hope this helps your business. I hope it helps your professionalism, where people are like, man, it was super easy. I super enjoyed the process. It was not a headache at all. If you have any questions, or if you want to schedule one-on-one for any of the document explanations of it and how to become better, more confident with these documents, I would love to schedule an hour, 2 hours. I need any day of the week. Let me know, man. I'm here for you guys. your guys' tech support and questions. If you guys have any videos that you want to be trained on, like things that you're not quite understanding, you want to go over with somebody that might understand a little bit more and put a perspective on it, let me know. I might be able to help you out and put a tutorial together for you. This is Nico Morales with the Chio Morales Real Estate Team at North Cap Residential, exclusively commercial. We appreciate your time, and I hope this video finds you well. Take care.